So how should investors react to all of this? What are you all doing? Well, let's bring in our bulls and bears for some guidance. Gary B. Smith, Keith Fitzgerald, and Ray Lucia. I'll start with you, Ray. You know, we say, what should we be doing? What are you doing for your clients and your investors?
Well, I'll tell you what, if I would have told you 2 weeks ago that there was going to be a major nuclear accident in a big city or right outside of a big city, and the market was only going to go down, a couple of percent, you'd have probably said, nah, no way, it's a 10 or a 20% correction. So really, what most people need to do is take a big step back, take a big deep breath, and say, you know what, let me assess things right now and not make any radical moves.
So you're not buying here?
Well, I might be buying, but right now, today, I'm just sort of sitting back and waiting to see what's happening.
Keith, you have property there. You got family, friends. What's the story? How soon before they begin to recover?
Well, I think if you look back to the Kobe earthquake in 1995, we experienced sort of a 6-month sideways mechanism in the markets. I think that that's probably indicative of what we might experience this time. So I'm hesitant. I share the sentiment. I want to wait, literally let the dust settle on this one. But more importantly, I'm encouraging clients around the world to take a deep breath and keep things in perspective. Give those you love a hug, because you never know in this day and age.
You don't. I mean, you don't. And needless to say, Gary B., it's a time where we do still have zero visibility of what's going on with this nuclear situation. As we heard from Greg Palcott of Fox News, they're trying all kinds of things. They're dropping water from helicopters, or at least they're going to, or they're thinking about it. But is this an opportunity here for somebody who's looking to shore up a portfolio domestically?
Absolutely. I'm not sure what you mean by domestically. I mean, you mean in your own portfolio?
Viewers
well,
watching.
yeah. And I'll tell you what, though, Liz, the thing. Yes, I mean, there's some attractive U.S. stocks that you can buy that are down, but I think the big play, and I said it yesterday, I bought today at the open, is the Japan ETF, EWJ. I mean, there you pick up all your holdings in Toyota, in Tokyo Power, in Honda. They're not going to recover tomorrow. They're not going to bounce back. But I have faith not so much in what's going to happen in the next day or two. I have faith in the Japanese people. There's no looting. There's no rioting. They will rebuild. If you're thinking long-term, EWJ, I am sure, is the way to go.
Although, Ray, you have that debt overhang. I mean, a lot of people were making out, a lot of the hedge funders were betting against Japan even before the devastation of the nuclear facilities, just after the earthquake, as they said, with 200% debt as a percentage of GNP, this country's in for some tough times, even without the problems with the nukes.
Oh, yeah, there's no question that they've got a huge debt problem in Japan, significantly worse than the debt problem that we have. By the same token, stocks can go up in an era where your country is in deep debt, and I think that Gary is onto something here.
Keith, looking at other emerging markets, and of course Japan being a developed market, they have all kinds of companies we've all heard of and products that we've bought, from Sony to Canon to Toyota. But what other regions of the globe are you looking at right now for your clients?
Well, I think there's a couple things. This crisis does truly have global implications, but from crisis comes opportunity. That's an ancient sort of Asian maxim. I think you look immediately to China, which is going to have a major part of rebuilding Japan. You look to the United States, which is going to fulfill demand for a lot of Japan's crown prince export companies. So Honda, Toyota, a lot of these things are going to come back online, maybe not immediately, but they will. And then finally into South America, because if you think about what's happening around the world, they still need to eat and they still need energy. So to the extent that I'm buying in the next couple days or even the last 48 hours, we're encouraging clients to look for things like DBA or right here in the United States, natural gas pipeline, Kinder Morgan, and we have, for full disclosure, recommended those to our clients.
Right. Gary B., the market's not supposed to have emotion, but some people are feeling kind of upset at those short traders. Some of the hedge fund guys, one mentioned in the Wall Street Journal on a $200,000 bet, made millions of dollars betting against Japan. What do you think of these guys?
Well, at the end of the day, it all comes down to business. And a lot of these hedge fund managers, institutions are in business to make money for their clients. So that's their number one criteria.
Would you do that,
That's
Gary,
what they're going to do.
I mean, would you ever bet against a country on the basis of a disaster like this?
Well, I'm going to admit, yes, I have made short bets based on extraneous events, but this is one case where I'm going, like I said, the opposite way. I'm bullish on what happens. I think the number one place stocks are on sale is right now in Japan.
Hey, it's capitalism. Either way. Thanks, guys. Thanks to our bulls and bears.
The